How you doing, Paul? I don't know what the issue is. I'm waiting on a phone call. I want to take care of this shit. I pay good money for that. And every time I broadcast from my site, the same shit. So, we're going to take care of it. Okay, you missed this afternoon's lesson. And can you hear me? Yeah, I guess you can. Paul, are you going to buy the workbook? I could put it in the mail for tomorrow. I am. I'm going to. That was on my site, Paul. All right, we're going to go on with the lesson. Now, I'll wait for a couple more guys to come back over here. I mean, you know, I'm trying to hold on for dear life for doing this shit. And you know, I'm having a problem with that. Well, if you want it in the PDF, Paul, just, you know how to do it. Send it to PayPal. Okay? And you send it to PayPal as a gift, $25, and I'll send you the PDFs tonight. Not a problem. And there's a difference with the YouTube server as opposed to the streaming company, which I'm dealing with, their server. I mean, this is Google, man. This is big time. They don't have any problems, or they shouldn't have any problems. All right. Oh, did it freeze now? What the hell's going on? Jesus Christ. Jesus. There you go. Robert, how you doing? I'm sorry about that. I'm waiting on a phone call right now, but that's okay. We're gonna do the lesson here tonight. And if there's any more shit on that site, I'm gonna go get another provider. It's simple. Okay, you were here this afternoon, Robert, for the lesson. Is there any problems with the triplets? You know, there's so much you could possibly do. For example, with the triplet, we did the one surface, if you remember. Where we're doing 1, 2, the alternating triplet. Then we played it against the time. I will, Paul. Thank you. You know, if it was just one guy, I would see it's not me, but everybody. So it's the site. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about the triplets this afternoon. We did R equals 1, left equal. Well, gee, I'm all upset. I should go get a job at Walmart at night. What do you think, there, Robert? Anyway. What I want to address first is counting systems. Like I tried to say before, if you'd like to know how to count, you have to specify the time signature. I mean, the counting systems in different time signatures, if it's a 4-4 or 3-4, 5-4, the counting's the same except you have 3 beats to a measure, 4 beats, or 5 beats. But if you have something like 5-8 or 7-8 or 11-16, it's a different thing. Okay? So let me address the 4-4 time first, common time, or 5-4 or 3-4. So I'm going to tap out a simple count in 4-4. All right? We have, for example, one whole note. So what is a whole note? That equals 4 quarter notes. That gets the value of 4 beats or 4 counts. Each quarter note receives 1 count or 1 beat. So if I see a quarter note, it would be, a whole note, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm just doing a quarter note counting. I could also count that in eighth notes. I can count that in eighth note triplets. I can count that in 16th note count. But I'm only playing the note, the whole note. So we're going to have, for example, if I counted in quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I counted that same figure I'm playing on the snare drum in eighth note, in an eighth note count, the count changes, the value don't. The value remains the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now if I counted the same thing again in eighth note triplets, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4 and the, or if I counted in 16ths, 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E and the. Do we understand that, gentlemen? Because now we're going to go to the half note. Do we understand that counting system? I need some response in the chat there. Do you understand what I just said? The whole note and variations of counting. Okay. Robert, you understand. How about you, Jim? Paul? And whoever else is in here. Okay, so we understand the whole note. Now the half note, we're in a 4/4 time, or a whole note rather. We're in 5/4 time. So now, what happens is 5/4. There's 5 beats to a measure, and each quarter note receives 1 count or 1 beat. So if I say let's count a whole note. So that's only 4 beats. So I have to say, okay, how about the 5th beat? So that has to be a rest. So if I count the whole note in 5/4, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would present itself as a rest. Now the same process happens with the eighth note counting in 5/4, the eighth note triplet or the 16th note triplet count. Okay? Now, I don't want to get abstract. Let's go back to the quarter note. The quarter note we're counting in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats to a measure. Each quarter note receives 1 count or 1 beat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now I'm going to count that same quarter note figure, but in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. Now I'm counting 1 and, but the and's not being counted, but because the quarter note is equal to itself, a quarter note, or a quarter note equals 2 eighth notes, the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's go to, say, eighth note triplets, and we're going to play quarter notes. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Okay. Now 16th note count. 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E and 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E and the. That's a quarter note count, eighth note count, eighth note triplet count, and a 16th note count. I'm just playing quarter notes because that's what's written. Now if I want to play eighth notes, I'm going to do an eighth note count. I can also count that as a whole note or a half note. I don't want to get to that. Let's not complicate it. What it is, I'm going to play eighth notes now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Now, we're not going to count eighth note triplet count. We could count 16ths. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. We understand that. Now we're going to go to 16th notes in 4/4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now, I seldom hit on 30-second note counting. The usual norm for 30 seconds would be single strokes. But there is no count for 30 seconds. I use a 16th note count for 30 seconds. Now you're going to see something here that you should have figured out for yourself, but I'm going to expose it. If I'm playing 30-second notes, I'm going to count I can count quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16ths, and there's no 30-second note count. So I'm going to count 16ths to start. I'm going to count 1 E and da. That's the 16th note. 1 E and da in 4/4. Now, if I want to play 30-second notes, I'm still going to count 16ths. 1 E and da. However, I'm using single strokes, so I'm going to double. It's like an answer. If I go 1 E and da. Now, I just played 8 notes to the measure. 8 times 16, reduce it, equals 1/4. So now I'm going to play 16th notes. 1 E, and I'm going to play 2 downbeats of a 16th note with one hand. Then I'm going to play the 3rd downbeat and the 4th downbeat as 30-second single strokes. 1 E and da, 2 E and da, 3 E and da, 4 E. I'm going 1, 2, 3. So if I'm doing 30 seconds, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and I eliminate playing 30 seconds, and I eliminate the left, all I'm playing is this. Let me play it on my knee. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. You see that? Let me try to get it to my knee. 1 E and That's where your vamp comes in. That's why you vamp. One hand. Okay. Do we understand it? You want me to go into different time signatures like 3/8, 5/8, 7/8? Or you want to just keep it for 4/4 tonight? Because that's all in the stick control book. Yes, no, maybe, by chance, perhaps. Well, in today's music, the 5/4, the 7/4, and the 9/4, yes, it's used a lot. Only because, if you're talking about jazz fusion, okay, it's an incorporation of 2 different types of music, jazz and rock, a fusion. All right, if I use 5/4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one measure. If I use 7/4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And was that 9/4? So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, the 4/4, you don't want to subdivide. The 7/4, you can. Okay? The 5/4, if you do math, I could play one measure of 2/4, one measure of 3/4, which totals 5/4. That's some form of not playing over the line, but I forgot the name. So that MRI just got to me right now, but that's all right. Modulation. If I'm playing, for example, in 5/4 rather, I could actually do 5 measures of 4/4. That would equal 20 beats. Or I could use 5 measures of 4/4. That equals 20 beats. Okay, so that's some sort of modulation. I don't really want to go there right now. All right, but if I could subdivide the 4/4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, as soon as somebody hears 5/4, right away they go to the Brubeck Classic, take 5. Ding, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So on and so forth. But you could play the rock pattern, a rock pattern in 5/4. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay, what's this? Yeah, of course. You have to, first off, odd time signatures, it's not rare. It's becoming very commonplace in today's music. There should be no problem with 6/8. You know, if you're reading 6/8, it's your ability to read. But to count 6/8, when you count 6/8, the dotted quarter note will equal 3/8 notes. So what I'm doing with 6/8, I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes it's misunderstood with 6/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, how you doing, Ed? Okay, that's just 6/8. Or if I'm playing just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6. What's confusing you, Paul? 7/8. It's if I'm going to make a change from 6/8, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Because the 6/8, it's equal to a dotted quarter note, but it changes back to 4/4 equals the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's tough, man, and it's very difficult to teach on the computer. 6/8 is fine for you. Which one are you talking about, Paul? Can't hear you. 6/8 I always learned as a march or 12/8 blues. It's a 12/8 blues, bro. But then 12/8 could be 2 measures of 6/8 or 4 measures of 3/8. Or you're going to do the modulation thing. It's 1 measure of 5/8, 1 measure of 3/8. Or 1 measure, let's see, 7/8 we're in. 1 measure of 5/8, 1 measure of 2/8. Now you say the ones that are giving you trouble is 5/4 and 7/4. All right, the 5/4 and a 7/4 you could subdivide. If you're doing 5/4, it's the norm. If you're going to lay down 5, you're going to establish the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're used to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's easy. That's not a problem, the 4. But you're extending the measure 1/4 note. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That was a goofy 7/4 I just played there. But 5/4, all you need to do, for example, you want to get better with your timing. You know, I had this one particular metronome. I saw it the other day, and it's on Amazon, called a trinone. Has anybody ever heard of that metronome, the trinone? Or even in today's market, you buy a metronome, you could always have it click, extra clicked, or the light goes off on 5, for example. Okay? So if you want to use a metronome, just play 5. You're going to be counting all the time to yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And if you have the metronome clicking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have the light. Which no? All right, okay. Well, yeah, you could practice. You have a metronome which is going click, click, click. But you could set a metronome. They have them on the market. Every 5 beats, you're going to hear light, 2, 3, 4, light, 2, 3, 4, light. That's 5 beats. No, that's 4. Light, 2, 3, 4, 5. Light, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to take you back to 1. Now, Jimmy, they are some crazy time signatures. There are, these crazy ass guys out there trying to put those time signatures out there, and they're nowhere near close to that. And nobody plays that shit. And it's not shit, I don't mean it that way. If you want to start to get into those time signatures, that's all mostly classical music. And there's a couple books out there, Portraits in Rhythm. He has those time signatures in there, and it at time changes from, say, 11/8 to 4/4. I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah, you can do odd times if you bring it to the 1. I don't know how that works. There's so many different mechanical things out there now. All this technical stuff. Man, it's just so difficult to keep up with everything. I'm just having problems here answering the phone sometimes. Where's my phone? Or, trying to fix the computer. I don't have time for all that. I just buy a simple metronome. In this case, I have the Boss metronome, the Dr. Beat 66. And that's the second one I've ever had. The first one I had of this was 15 years old, until one day I turned it on and it exploded. It literally exploded. Not like, boom. But all of a sudden, everything just came apart, physically came apart. So I'm looking for them, and they discontinued making them. And a friend of mine from Facebook, and he's been on the show a couple times, Tim Herman. He has 4 of them. He sent me one for free, and they're $150. You can't beat that. Well, Jimmy, 15/16 or 11/16, you can play that, but you go on a gig, do a wedding band, go in your local gig on Joe's Bar and Grill and play 11/16. And the people are not going to start to drink their beer. They're going to start throwing their bottles at you. I mean, there's a lot of nice things you can do creatively with those different time signatures, but I don't really spend a whole lot of time with that. I don't know what the app is. Perhaps when we get together, you could show me that app. And if I believe that's a good app, I might just buy it. But I have enough material here, enough equipment here, that I could have a warehouse full of equipment. But that's okay. But the odd time signatures, the 5/4, the 6/4, 7/4, they're related to the 3/8 or the 12/8. For example, 5, let's take one, 4/16. Okay? Reduce 4/16. You get 1/4. It's equal 1/4 time. You equal 15/16. Well, you got to have a couple measures, 30, 45/16. Then you could subdivide that. But it's nobody rarely used. Drummers are playing that. Fine. There's a drummer on Facebook. He's telling me, well, I'm going to play a Swiss Army triplet between my right foot and my left hand. I'm going to play 5 against 9 between my right hand and left foot. I said, yeah, okay. Now, what does that do? It just gives you anxiety. Makes you retarded. Well, I don't mean retarded, but, what I mean is it makes you insane. But anyway, I don't want to, is there any questions on counting systems other than what we covered? Let's stay away from the 21/8. That's actually 42/8. You reduce that. That's 6/4 subdivided modulation. There's ways around it. It's like, I took a page one time from the syncopation book, and I looked at it, and it's a combination to read quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes, and partials of the 16ths. And I said, well, let me try that and play it against the eighth note triplet, which is okay. Now, something like that doesn't help me get a gig, doesn't help me play my drums. Well, it helps you play your drums better because there's a lot of elements there. The elements there, all right, are more focus, intensely, a better sense of timing. Well, every lesson is important, Dennis, and it's not that you missed it. This is going to be filmed, okay? So you could, go back and watch it. So, we're discussing different time signatures, which is cool. But I'd rather just stay in the common time 4/4, 5/4, 3/4, 2/4, 6/8, 9/8, all that good stuff. Something that's, what did we have here from Dennis? All right, you look like you came in. Well, every lesson is an important lesson, Dennis. Now, what I wanted to do was talk about this afternoon's lesson. This afternoon's lesson, we talked about, it was a sort of a review on the lessons with the substitution from formula number 1 and number 2. We left off at formula number 2 was right, left, right. R equals right, left, right. L equals left, right, left. So if I did the first sequence, right, left, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's alternating the triplets, okay? If I go to line 3 with that formula, that would be right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. However, the count does not change. The sticking changes, and the levels change because you need to get in position for the up and coming accent. So let's do that one. 2 right-hand triplets, right, left, right, right, left, right. 2 left-hand triplets, left, right, left, left, right, left. Now this is all written out in the formula book. Okay? Now, excuse me. Number 3, I'm going to do it slow. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now you see what I did? 2 right hand, right, left, right, right, left, right leads of the triplet, eighth note triplet, and 2 left hand leads of the eighth note triplet. I played them without any discomfort, without any stress or strain, only because I put my hands in position to get in, to nail the up and coming accent. If I'm just playing alternating triplets, it would be this. That's a piece of, come on, left hand. Oh, come on. It would be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. But now I have two right, left, right, right, left, right, then left, right, left, right, left. I'm going to do this slow, and I'm going to say the movement, like downstroke, upstroke, tap, free stroke, and all that stuff while I do it. So the right, right is down, tap, up, down, up, tap, down, tap, up, down, up, tap. Now you do that for a while, you get used to it. What are you talking about, Jimmy? All right, so I have two right hand triplets, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. The levels change. Do we understand that? I can slow it down or pick it up. Okay, I'm going to do one more line, then I'm going to take it to the next level like we did this afternoon. Line 5, we have right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. We need to maintain the formula. So the first right is 1, ouch, 1 and da, 2 and da. Now I have two rights in a row. 3 and da, 4 and da. Now this is all in the book, and I want to, guys, get the books or the PDF sheet. There's 45 formulas. That's like a 5-year work job there. I mean, it's hard. We understand that. Line 5, nice and easy. Now you put the metronome, you can take it wherever you want. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. Like I mentioned to Robert this afternoon, you know, if I didn't explain what is occurring with the level system, you naturally would play that, okay? But you're limited, you're going to come to a stop sign for the speed thing, okay? Because there's no control, and it's not broken down, and you do not understand what's occurring and how to develop position to attack. That's why I do it slow. So now we did line 5. All right, let's move on to one more thing. And Paul, this is up where you want to be. All right, now we're going to take that system. For example, the first line, the right, left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to say, okay, right hand, take a break. So we're going to use the right, instead of the right hand, we're going to use the bass drum. It's a substitution. So I'm going to play the first right, left sequence. I'm going to have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and back. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to line 3. That's 2 rights and 2 lefts. You got it, Paul? Jim? Ed? Robert? Dennis? All right, line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts. Substitution. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Want me to slow that down? Okay. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Got it? Next. Ding, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to play the triplet part between the bass drum and the snare drum. I got to move that right. You got it, Jim? You got, what's 10-4? Oh, you got it. You're a truck driver now. Okay, that's cool. Next time you do that, put a slash in it. You got it? How about you, Paul, Ed, Dennis, Robert? Where's Hoist? Is he here? And whoever else is here watching, please get in the chat. You're welcome to participate and ask questions. This is not a private event. This is a public event. Do we all understand it? You got it. So now let's do line 3. But one of the most important things, well, it's all important, but you want to maintain this straight ahead time. I got to move this cymbal out. A free stroke, down, a free stroke, down, a free stroke, down. 1 and a 2, line 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? Okay, was that Luciano? You're from where? Get on my mailing list, please. And I have available formulas 1 through 45, which we're going to be working with, hardcover or PDFs. If you live in Europe someplace, PDFs is your only answer. If you live in the US, you want to buy a hard copy, fine. Here's my email. After the lesson, Argentina, okay, fine. After the lesson, Luciano, email me. I will enter you on my mailing list. You will get every Monday a time and location of the lessons, plus the agenda. Now, if you so want to, you could purchase a book that's stick control formulas, hardcover, or soft or PDFs. It's only available really in the U.S. the hardcover. Anything else, I just recommend PDFs because the postage to send them out of the United States is totally ridiculous. It's $22.50. Imagine that. If I wanted to send you a book, Luciano, in Argentina, well, that's way down there. Huh. But for example, if I wanted to send you the book to the UK, a couple years ago, I don't know. I mean, there's so many people coming through here and not, you know. I apologize, and it's not an insult that I don't remember you, but get on my email, okay? And if you want to purchase the PDFs, go to my email account and, you know, send me $25 for the PDFs, but send it as a gift, and you will receive the PDFs immediately. That's 180 pages. So that's up to you. But we're going to do most of the lessons. No, it's not expensive. It's expensive to ship something out of the United States. That's very expensive, and that's ridiculous in my opinion. You email me and I'll you know, you want to buy the PDFs, we're going to be working from them. So for you to get the benefit of the lesson, you should have the PDFs in front of you so you could understand what I'm doing. I sold, I don't know, maybe 15 PDFs in the last 2 days and 8 books. Huh. Good for me, huh? All right. Yay for the PayPal account. All right. Anyway, we understand the triplets, guys. Shipping to anywhere out of the United States is very expensive. Okay? You know, for me to ship you the book, it probably might even cost more than $22.50 only because you're in Argentina. Okay? Like if I wanted to ship something to the UK, it would cost $22.50, or Germany $22.50, or the Netherlands, or France, or Portugal. I don't know. I didn't send any books, hardcovers, to South America. It's up to you. It's your option. So if you want to buy the PDFs, you print them out. You buy yourself protector sheets and a binder, and you have a book for half the price. Okay. Any questions? Luciano, we do lessons here Monday at 1 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm trying to get my site back together. I've been trying to do it on my site on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Okay? Let me put my site down here too. We're going to take care of that shit tonight, guys. I got to give you another stories. Yeah, the PDF is easier. It's $25. Anyway, listen. This afternoon, we had, I don't know, somebody that's spiteful or mean or just insane come to the site. Of course they are. Triplets, it makes you swing. Gives you that, from the quarter no feel, all right? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Jim. Anyway, let me share with you what happened this afternoon. Robert was laughing. We're doing the lesson. There's quite a few people watching the lesson, and I have no idea when I visually seen his post. And he goes, "Hey Matt, they're hiring at Walmart from 9 to 4," and he gave me a phone number. Whoa. That's somebody being very vicious, very hurtful, and just being a jerk off, period. And I kind of figured I have 5 people in mind that would do something like that, because I do have a tendency to piss off a lot of people. And it never happened before, but it happened today. Only because today what I did on Facebook was I've been advertising the book and the PDFs. I put a picture of the stick control book and stick control book formulas. And, you know, it was like a companion, I guess. And 2 guys, "Oh, I can get it for $10. It's free PDFs in PDF format in such and such a location." And I said, "What are they talking about?" And I'll see what happens. Well, I know you guys do, and I respect you guys too, because we're on the same journey. But I thought that was very vicious, man. And that upsetted me, because I really wanted to see that guy in person, or that person in person. And I'm not violent, but I might have been. But it doesn't matter. I wouldn't stoop to his level. I do what I do. I am who I am, and I am where I'm at. Period. And where I'm at is I want to keep growing every day, day by day by day. All right, I guess there's no phone call pissing me off. I do want to resolve this issue tonight. So, tomorrow, 1 p.m., if I do not get a phone call, okay, tonight, because there's a difference of time. I think it's a 3-hour difference because he's in California. And I don't get a phone call tonight and repair what's wrong, then I'm going to just keep doing YouTube. When you say medium meal is only domestic, that's what we're doing. If I want to ship to you in mass, that's domestic. If I want to ship to the UK, that's $22.50. However, the PDFs are $25. You get them right in your computer and print them out. If you can't afford the $45, the best way to go, all right, we have domestic. We have international. Okay. Anyway, guys, I need to take off. I had the MRI today. I won't know the results for a couple of days, see what happens. But whatever it might be, I really hope they get to the bottom of it and take care of what's ailing me with that left hand. I need to get my left hand back, and I will. And if I don't, I'm going to try something else, like tuba lessons. Only kidding, only kidding. Okay, no questions? No probleme. And Luciano, please email me. Tell me a little bit about yourself, okay? So Paul, Ed, Robert, Jim, Luciano, Hoist, and Dennis. You guys have a good night. You're the only guys that are in the chat, man. There's like 12 people viewing this lesson. You're welcome, Paul, Robert. You want me to call you Robert or Bob? Which do you prefer? Oh. Okay, Luciano. There's a lot to be learned here because we all are on the same trip. All right, I'll see what they say. I'll check it out. I have 5 more to ship tomorrow. Thank you, Luciano. Guys, you're welcome. Guys, have a good night. Okay, Bob, have a good night.